Hello, I am Avery from Avery's Informal Book Reviews, and I am back again with an actual book review today. Yes, it has been so long since I've actually done one of these, besides an unboxing, but I have been reading a lot because I'm on spring break, so I was able to read a lot and actually make videos. I've been reading this whole time, but it's not that easy to read, then instantly make a video, and I have lesson planning that I gotta do all the time. So, without further ado, today I will be reviewing C.V. Hunt's Horrorama. This is a book that I received in Nightworms, but it is a short novella, or I guess I don't really know what to call it because it's 3 short novellas in one short book. But the basic theme for it is that it's like a night at the drive-in. You get 3 different movies, all kind of the same genre, and it's just basically to reminisce when we can't do that. Like right now, we cannot do that because of COVID. I know some places have still been doing drive-ins. Nowhere really around me has been showing at least anything new. I think I was going to go one night, but then it got canceled because of rain, which sucked because I forget what movies they were playing, but it was something good. So with C.V. Hunt's Horrorama, he has a beautiful little intro that just talks about how his experience of Horrorama, which I guess is like a big horror event where they just play a bunch of horror movies at a drive-in or something. And he said that basically he picked these 3 centering around that idea. And actually, my favorite thing about these is here. Let me see if I can find one, because each story has their own little. Here it is, like little, almost like a what's it called? Like those pages that would have all the TV shows on them. Like a TV guide, yeah. So it's like a TV guide, but each little individual thing is like a joke. So each one is making fun of like different kinds of movies, different kind of shows, but it's all kind of horror themed. So it's really cool. And then they give you a blurb about the actual novella that you're reading, even though you're reading it. I still think it's cool to like they put them in like perfect places in each one. Like it's a perfect like stopping point where you're like, oh god, what's gonna happen next? But so I'll read you what each one of these is about, and I'll tell you a little bit of what I thought of each one. So the first one that was my absolute favorite of the 3 was Stor-All Self-Storage by A.S. Coomer. Richard Dennison has landed a new job as a night security officer. His bosses are a bit strange, but not as bizarre as the renters who visit their units at night. And the only instructions he's been given are to call the police. So, with that, he's working the night shift. It is such a fun premise. It's like basically reading someone's diary almost. That's how it reads. But each night, creepy things happen. He investigates them. He called the cops once. Wasn't as effective as he wanted it to be. But each night gets better and better and better, and you keep unfolding more and more about what's going on at this self-storage place. And it is so much fun. Like each like storage container, the owner has a different story, and each one has this clerk finding out one by one, and it's just absolutely a blast. Like this is totally like 80s horror nostalgia, but it's completely unique at the same time. So I absolutely recommend buying this just for that story, 100%. Then we go into Primitive by Lucas Mangum. So old friends spend the weekend camping on Moon Mountain, only to have their vacation interrupted when a disheveled woman appears from the woods. She tells them she's looking for her son, but the group find her story hard to believe. Will she find her son, and will they all make it off the mountain alive? This took a lot of turns I didn't expect. Some were good, some were iffy. The overall story, I didn't really love the protagonist. I thought that it was kind of like, he kind of sounds like a dirtbag. The whole group of friends wasn't great, but they weren't bad. You could tell that they were a good group of friends. And the person they run into has a bunch of unique, like, that whole storyline is more intriguing than the rest, I thought. But that was absolutely crazy and gross. But it was overall, I really enjoyed this one. It didn't stick out to me as much as Stor-All Self-Storage, but it was still really fun to read. And I definitely liked it. Then we move on to The Vessel by Matt Harvey. Occult heralds of celestial ascendancy is hellbent on reviving their dark god. All they need is a body for their master to inhabit. When Elise Abington wakes in the middle of the night to find herself feeling strange, little does she know she's on a crash course with the cult and deprogrammer willing to do anything to stop the cult's cause. Holy crap, that was a tongue twister. Could barely get that out. Sorry about that. But this one is definitely worth a read if you like. It was gross, it was weird, and it was a great play on like the whole cult thing. It was really, really unique and weird, and it took like a lot of weird turns that I was not expecting. The characters in this was like weirdly stuck out to me as like almost like our main like bounty hunter deprogrammer is what he is, but he almost reminds me from like Ash from Evil Dead. So there's a bunch of fun characters in this, and I would say that it's definitely worth the read. I would absolutely recommend Horrorama by C.V. Hunt, and shout out to all the authors, A.S. Coomer, Lucas Mangum, Matt Harvey. I definitely want to check out more of A.S. Coomer's stuff because that one hit it off for me, but absolutely check this out. I think it's a cheap $10 buy on Amazon, but definitely check it out. And peace. I will see you soon because I have a lot of more reviews to make. So I will see you soon.